Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, a very warm welcome on board this British Airways flight. Just a reminder about hand luggage. Small bags may be kept underneath the seat in front of you. All other items must be placed into an overhead locker. Please put your bags right inside the locker, as they can sometimes fall out and may injure someone. If your bag has wheels, please put it in wheels first. We'd appreciate your assistance by closing the overhead lockers once they are completely full. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, that's row 9, or a front row bulkhead seat, all your items must be placed into an overhead locker, as the floor area around your seat must be completely clear.
Hello, welcome back to Aviators TV. I hope you all enjoyed Spoonie's amazing stream. Go. Good afternoon. Welcome aboard, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Happy Christmas, everybody. Oh my god, I'm the most recent subscriber. Aren't I amazing? It is a Merry Christmas here on Aviators TV. That almost sounds like maybe we'll sing later. Welcome. Hello. So, hello. Oh my god, we're in an ad break. Why do ad breaks start so early in a stream? Right. Ad break finishing now. Welcome back from the ad break. Hello, welcome to Aviators TV. Welcome to Aviators' second stream of the day. Welcome to a dark Heathrow. We are going to enjoy a sunrise departure out of Heathrow today. Welcome, not just me here, he might be able to hear me. Let's see if we can say hello to Mr. Dan, Mr. Impulse, who is on the tower right. Maybe we can't say hello to Dan. Make sure that's not my fault. Is my mic working? Yes, it is. Dan, if you can hear us, shout, join in whenever you want to. Right, we are not as set up as we want to be. We are due out in 29 minutes. Let's go and get boarding.
Boarding requested.
And let's go and start setting ourselves up. But before we do that, virtual pilot, hello, welcome. Lovely to have you with us. Adam, hello again. Nice again. And Impulse is up staffing the tower. Hello Dan, how you doing? I think Spoonie's with us as well. If you're one of the others that is with us, do say hello, welcome aboard. We're on the road to 787 followers. That is an unofficial target. I did not get approval for it. Far better than 700. We're going to be a Dreamliner. Come on, Aviators TV. Right, that's enough banter. Pleb banter is over. Let's get tuning our FMC. Right, so hello, today we are heading from Heathrow.
Do you want to board crew?
I do not.
Passengers
Down
bus
to
is coming.
Milan Linate. We are replicating yesterday's flight BA Speedbird 564 Yankee out of Heathrow down to Milan. Which is why we are sat up here on a remote gate off the back of kind of behind 5C, I think. Very unusual little departure location for us, and I think the first time ever flown into Milan on stream. Can't think that Milan flight. A lovely little route. We'll have a look at the route. Let's get some of these bits set up first. Right, the thing we haven't done, rushing, is load the aircraft in. Get that done. Then GSX should load us properly.
Passengers boarding starting.
So we'll go in and pop in our flight plan. How's everybody's weeks being? Hope you're all having, if you're having breaks for Christmas over either school breaks or work breaks, hope you're having wonderful breaks. What on earth was that? Hi Dan. Right, I'm expecting us to be on 26 left. We'll set up for 26 left. Let's have a look at our route. So, our routing today, after Maxit, we are Yankee 80. Yankee 803. Midhurst. And we are Lima 612 to Bognor. Upper Lima 612 to Fuel. Direct to Tepri. Tepri, Upper November 91. Down to Assat. Some interesting bits to chat about when we get up into the cruise. I'm told we've very good ATC out of the UK at the moment though, so we'll enjoy our ATC and then there's a few things we can chat about. FD, can't spell. Click spots on the Phoenix are just not right. FD, Opus. Urza. Soson. Sounds like I'm being racist to an Asian when I say it. And Adina. Perfect. So, that's our flight plan in. Go back to our init page. We will... Right, hello. I was wondering what the noises were. Yeah.
Hello.
I don't know whether Dan knows he's doing it. Probably does. We haven't had any Dan rants yet. I'm sort of expecting those to suddenly appear. So let's have a look at our winds. It would help if I had the page up. So climb winds at 200, it's 319 at 62. Uh, 310, it's 335 at 70. Hoping we'll get to enjoy a nice sunrise. I'm hoping it will be sort of as we're just pushing back or taking off. Sunrise comes through based on the time we've set. Next phase, so in the descents
Passengers
we are
bus is coming.
279 at 20. Hope you all enjoyed Spoonie's stream. I've never watched. I actually can't remember what it's called. Kerbal. Is that what it's called? I made that up. I don't know. Very interesting to see. Not going to pretend that I fully followed what was going on, other than it not working. Dealing with it. Right, that's our winds in. Dan has a chihuahua in the background. That's thrown me completely. Right, in it be. I want. Go have a look. So we've got zero
Passengers
fuel
boarding
weight,
starting.
58.3 and 31.5. Where else could you go for a stream with random eating in the background like that? I challenge you to find one. 7.4. Right, lovely. We're catching up. Yes. Hello. Oh, Dan, why did you time out Adam? Such a meanie, Dan. Yes, come check out our website, come check out our YouTube. Absolutely. We've got a Discord as well, if you're on it. But check out our Discord too. Right, let's go. Look at performance. 99 out of 150 passengers. Right. So we should be 2-7 left as long as we get away before 3 o'clock. Flaps 1 departure with the packs on. Windy today, 260 at 17. Assume that we're now. 52, 152, 150.
The Etihad is settling max.
Thanks, Dan, that's lovely. Down 0.2. 8. And I've completely forgotten what. B speeds were Chester. 154. Cool. That's us pretty much fully set up. So why don't we go get ourselves into that sim.
Oh, he crashed!
Thank you.
It's hard.
It's almost like having 2 streams.
Hi. Thank you.
I'm quite impressed, Dan, that you've got the ability. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Oh, I've got an invalid route. That was cool.
Hello.
Okay, we actually have got an invalid route. Let's go and fix that. That's what does he actually want us to do? 612 to Zamab. Okay. So actually just gonna route direct. Hey Dan. We're just gonna route direct from Zamab to Vule. I don't really see that made any difference. Won't question. Right. I don't think we need to change anything. Unless he doesn't like me being on Lima 6-1. Right. That sounds like we're fully boarded as well. Let's go and have a look at our company message. Hi John, how you doing? Dan, are you having fun, Dan? Leave messages. Right, load sheet. Up that load sheet. Odd thing about my flight plan being invalid is that that's the exact flight plan that was used by British Airways yesterday for this flight. Thanks, by the way, to EDI GLA, the amazing website, for providing that flight plan immediately after I requested it. Let's get a welcome message.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, a very warm welcome on board this British Airways flight. Just a reminder about hand luggage. Small bags may be kept underneath the seat in front of you. All other items must be placed into an overhead locker. Please put your bags right inside the locker, as they can sometimes fall out and may injure someone. If your bag has wheels, please put it in wheels first. We'd appreciate your assistance by closing the overhead lockers once they are completely full. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, that's row 9, or a front row bulkhead seat, all your items must be placed into an overhead locker, as the floor area around your seat must be completely clear.
Okay, let's go and have a list of the hiatus.
Thematic. Arrival runway 27 right, departure runway 27 left, transition level flight level 70, surface wind 260 degrees 17 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, broken 2,400 feet, broken 3,100 feet, temperature +10, dew point +7, QNH 1017. Acknowledge receipt of information, Juliet, and report aircraft type and current QNH on first contact with Heathrow. Heathrow information, Juliet. Time 1350 Zulu. Automatic. Arrival runway 27 right, departure runway 27 left, transition level flight level 70. Surface wind 260 degrees 17 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, broken 2,400 feet, broken 3,100 feet, temperature plus.
Go and have a listen to ground.
Golf departure squawk 3375, speedbird 6 November Charlie.
Get our clearance as soon as we can.
Speedbird 6 November Charlie, correct.
Welcome to all 10 of you, thanks ever. All the Londons are closing. Oh,
Ground
that's a
Easy
shame.
320, ready for push start. Easy 320, stand 534, push and start approved, face south.
Push start approved, stand 534, face south, easy 320.
Heathrow ground, very good afternoon. Speedbird 564 Yankee A320 on stand 592 with Juliet QNH 107. Clearance Milan Linate with updated.
Speedbird 564 Yankee, thank you very much. Cleared, Linate, max 1 Golf departure, squawk 5663.
Cleared Linate, max 1 Golf departure, squawking 5663. Thank you, Speedbird 564 Yankee.
Speedbird 564 Yankee, correct.
Speed 996, request taxi.
Last station calling, confirm Speedbird 996.
Correct.
Yes, I'm 996.
Okay.
Speedbird 996 will have
Let's
to
pop
wait
the
for your
volume
mate
on that down just
998
a
to
tiny
request
bit.
taxi. I'll give you taxi instructions after.
And we'll turn him back up when we are ready to go, which actually we're not a huge distance away from being due. We're not due off for 15 minutes, but I think we'll earlier than that. 14 of you with us, thank you. If you're not a follower, help us on that road to Dreamliner number of followers. And come and say hello in the chat if you are enjoying. We are about to push back from London Heathrow, heading down to Milan Linate. Let's go and have a look at our checklist.
KLM 26 Papa, taxi straight ahead, hold Locky, contact tower 118.505, enjoy your flight.
I swear turning the sound of that down made no difference. I don't
Straight
know
ahead,
what
hold
Microsoft
Locky,
adjusted does.
118.505, goodbye.
Seatbelt 998, request taxi.
There's our flight plan loaded in.
Seabird
So,
998, taxi
before start
via
checklist,
Alpha,
cockpit
hold
preparation
Roman.
complete, barrow set
Taxi via Alpha,
1017,
Roman,
ACARs are
Seabird 998.
initialised, parking brake is set.
Seabird 996,
Fuel on board
same
is
for
set
you,
at
taxi via Alpha,
7.4
hold Roman.
tonnes, the unit B
Taxi via
is
Alpha, hold
loaded,
Roman,
flex time set to 68, takeoff speed set 152, go on our start clearance, right, we haven't done passengers, beacon, so, smoking sign, seatbelt signs on, push, transponder is set, doors are closed. Let's do our departure briefing.
Ground shuttle 8 Alpha, request taxi.
Out.
Dan sounds like he's pulled off his chair. Right, go and have a look at our departure out of Heathrow. We'll have a look at our taxi route first. Pretty straightforward for us today.
Ground's just disappeared.
Ground's disappeared. Oh dear. I assume by disappeared you mean disappeared rather than planned departure. While we wait to see whether ground comes back. So we are parked up here.
No.
Ground easy 320 is ready for taxi.
I don't know what no means in that context.
Now he's back.
Oh, he's back. So we're on stand 592, which is one of the remote gates up here. So we're going to push back. We'll expect to face south on Echo. And then we'll be taxiing either along Alpha or Bravo. Usually we get sent down to Locky. Yeah, that's too many people talking. Usually we get sent down to Locky or Lomond down here and get one of these takeoff points. Possible we'll get an intersection departure. Do November 4 or November 4 push. And then you have a look. Actually, why don't we look? Let's have a look. Archers.
Information.
That's handed.
Ground, good day, lot 282, stand 217.
So, max at 1 Golf. Pretty straightforward departure.
Lot 282.
Gonna fly. We're on 27 left, so we're gonna fly straight out off of 27 left. Intercept 239 degrees. And then we're gonna make this turn onto a heading of 161 until we're 12 miles out from London. And max it at 6,000 feet. Hello, hello, hello! The Tiger 1205, thank you ever so much for following. Welcome aboard the channel. Dan, problem is, Dan, you can't hear me on Discord. No, you're right, sorry, I'm not. I've got a push to talk set up on Discord, which should turn off all this, but everything was a bit of a rush. So let's just go and pop our initial altitude.
Lot 282, correct.
And we are ready for push and start.
Lot 282,
I think that pretty much
face
gets
out.
us ready. So, back to our checklist.
Heathrow ground, good afternoon, speedbird 40 Yankee Lima, Alpha 12
Oh, that's what we need. So, let's go and start getting our APU booted up.
Alpha stand 507.
Alpha 507, thank you.
Shuttle 8 Alpha, correction, Heathrow ground.
Gatwick Tower, Heathrow ground, who cares?
Shuttle 8 Alpha, please continue taxi.
Why is our sub count set back to 0?
Alpha, hold short of Charlie.
If it's today's sub count. I subscribed on Spoonie's stream.
Lot 2 Echo Yankee, stand 216, request push and start and traffic inside on my left.
I was disappointed by the lack of sand castles on Spoonie's stream.
Stand 216, push and start face out.
Face out, Lot 2 Yankee.
Easy 320 at Charlie, join Alpha, continue taxi to hold Logan.
Get the APU lead on.
At Charlie, join Alpha, continue.
So, 10 minutes until push, we'll go slightly earlier. Whilst we are waiting for that, let's go and find what Dan's frequency is nowadays. 18505.
Uniform, stand 219, push and start approved, face out.
First start approved, face out, left under 3 uniform, thank you.
I only learned the other day that you could hold down the left mouse button while it was on that and it would scroll through quickly like that. Life changing.
Speedbird 40 Yankee Lima, yep, they've just connected, absolutely no problem at all.
Okie dokie, so we'll wait for our APU to become available and then we'll disconnect the ground equipment
That's a
and
wait.
we
Alpha,
will
continue
make a
taxi
start.
via Alpha, hold Lowman following the EasyJet A320.
Banned. Get that EasyJet out of Heathrow.
Following the EP. Shuttle Alpha.
Speed 996 is a Bravo available for taxi.
Speedbird
Bar
996.
constraints on.
Yes, it is. Taxi via Bravo, hold short of Kilo, please.
Hey, APU,
Taxi by Bravo, hold short Kilo, speed 996.
go connect our ground equipment.
Hello, ground.
Get it disconnected over
Is an
here.
Airbus A320 Neo Gate 309 information Juliet QNH 1017.
Ground services.
Rid
Rid of the chocks, rid of the GPU.
Eurowing 64 Golf. The route you have filed does not have any UK FIR exit points, so I'm going to have to ask
Don't
you
need
to
one.
refile, please.
Just fly to France.
Okay, copy. Eurowing 64 Golf.
Okie dokie. I'm in a weird mood. It took me an hour and a quarter to drive a mile and a half by 3 bits of shot. That's why I was nearly late. I dislike Christmas traffic. Cool. Are we ready to go? I think we're ready to go. Bartog. Speedbird 564 Yankee ready for push and start.
Speedbird 564 Yankee, stand 592, push instead approved, face south.
Hey south, Speedbird 564.
Speedbird 996, disregard.
Right. Let's let GSX take forever.
Hello, Captain.
Okay.
We are ready for pushback.
So, who is left online? Dan said London had all closed. Don't think we get handed to director. Are we going to go straight to Unicom then? Like we might do.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Oh lordy.
All stations, Heathrow ground is now closing. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.505
Oh
for
no,
night
what a
services.
shame.
Merry Christmas. Have a good afternoon, evening, or morning. Bye.
Bye bye. Hi
Thank you,
Dad.
have a nice Christmas as well, and see you next time, hopefully. Bye.
Locking gear.
Caleb, this is Papa, contact Heathrow Direct for 119.730, bye-bye.
119, 730, goodbye.
Hello, Tower. Eurowing 64
We just enjoy some beautiful impulse controlling.
Juliet QNH 1017. Request IFR clearance to Düsseldorf.
No pressure, Dan. Brookman's Park.
Ring 64 Golf, Heathrow Tower, hello, clear Düsseldorf, Brookman's Park 7 Golf, departure, squawk 2706.
Clear Düsseldorf, Brookman's Park 7 Golf departure, squawk 2706, Eurowing 64 Golf.
64 Golf, feedback, status information, Juliet, is clear.
All engines are clear.
And information, Juliet 64 Golf.
Alpha, hold short Lowman.
998, roger, hello.
Speed 996 on Bravo for Kilo.
Good afternoon.
It's just the best controlling you ever had.
320 holding. Shuttle in Alpha. Taxiing down by Alpha. So late Alpha, roger, continue. Good afternoon, break, easy 320, able, November Bravo 3 for departure.
November Bravo 3 for departure, easy 320.
320, thank you, surface winds 260 degrees,
What
17
time
knots
is
from November Bravo
sunrise?
3, runway 27 left, clear, take off.
I was expecting it to start getting light in the sim by
Bravo 3,
half
runway
7.
27 left, clear for takeoff, easy 320.
Shuttle late Alpha, continue on Alpha, hold November Bravo 2 Echo.
Whenever hold shut November 2, Bravo Echo.
Tower, good day, lock 282, out Kilo, ready for taxiing sequence. Lot 282, Heathrow Tower, hello, just taxiing sequence, hold at Kilo 1. In sequence, Kilo 1, lot 282.
Left to the true uniform, request taxi.
Upon 3 uniform, just taxi forward, hold Kilo 1.
Taxi forward, hold Q1, left on 3 uniform.
So I know we could do, but I'm not going to start the engines until the pushback is finished, because it seems to tend to trigger a hot brake issue on the Phoenix. I'm going to let GSX finish pushing us.
So 6 November, Charlie, stand 565, push and started to approve, face south, QNH 1017.
Please set parking brakes.
Which is not approved by
Oh, we've got engine start now.
For a good engine start.
Start engine.
998, taxi Alpha, hold November Bravo 2 Whiskey. Seabird 998, taxi
Nice
Alpha,
view.
hold November Bravo 2 Whiskey.
Taxi Alpha, hold November Bravo 2 Whiskey, seatbelt 998.
Seabird 996, taxi right, Lima, left Alpha, hold November Bravo 2 Whiskey.
Right, Lima, left Alpha, hold November Bravo 2 Whiskey, Speedboat 996, sorry.
Request push and start, traffic inside, Speedbird 850.
Good, 850, roger, just hold position, I'll get you pushed very shortly.
Dan genuinely smashing it out on tower right now, in fairness to him. Great job, Dan.
8 Alpha via November Bravo 2 Echo, line up 27 left.
1 November
It's engine number 2, engine number 1.
Shadow Alpha.
I'll have a bit switched
320,
on.
contact Heathrow Director 119-4730, bye bye.
Director 119-730 for easy 320, see ya.
On the ground
Lufthansa
spoilers.
3 uniform able November Bravo 3 for departure.
That's 1.
Affirmative, sir.
Lufthansa 3 uniform, thank you. Second left Alpha, then right to Lima, hold November Bravo 3.
Let's play our safety announcement.
Second Lima Alpha, hold
Archie, shut
November
up.
3.
Okay, people, eyes this way.
Lot 282, taxi second left
Lovely
Alpha.
weather for it
Link
today.
29, hold November Bravo 2.
Second left on
Now
Alpha,
demonstrate
and
the
the Link
safety features
29,
of this
November
aircraft.
Whiskey,
Your
lot
attention is
weighted.
essential, as this may differ from any
November
aircraft you have
Bravo
flown
2.
on before.
What?
Of course, our attention is not what it used to be.
November Bravo to Whiskey,
Smoking,
lot weighted.
vaping, and the use of
8 Alpha, the
e-cigarettes
surface winds 26
is not
degrees, 17 knots,
permitted
runway
anywhere
27 left,
whilst on
take off.
board.
Including
Good,
the
take a form,
toilets,
system,
which
Shadow
have
Alpha.
smoke detectors in them. I'm going to put my
Heathrow
seatbelt
Tower,
on.
good afternoon, Speedbird 7 floor,
Had a
established
banana.
Personal devices should have their flight
Good
safe
morning,
mode
Heathrow Tower, hello, the
enabled
surface
now.
winds
We're
26
taking off
degrees,
now.
17 knots, runway 27 right, take off.
Handheld devices
System
must
right,
be
clear
held
to land,
securely
Speedbird
or
7
placed into a
Seabird
pocket.
998, via November Bravo 2 Whiskey, behind the departing company A320, line up 27 left behind.
luggage for
Ground departing,
and landing.
left 127 behind, speedbelt
I
998.
wasn't feeling that story anyway.
Please unplug
Heathrow Tower, low crab, look for Lima Might A330,
They must
stand
also be
608,
switched off
information
and
to the request
unplugged when not being
FR
used during the flight.
If
So,
you
sorry,
use your
Mike,
device
hello,
within
cleared
the
out
seat,
for Amsterdam,
please
Park,
don't move the
Golf
seat
Departure
yourself.
Sport 5,
Ask a member of the
6, 4,
crew
7.
for some help.
Cleared Amsterdam, Brooklyn
Our
Park,
luggage
7
must
Golf
be placed
departure,
securely
walk
under the seats in front of
5647, crab, look for Lima Mike.
Or carefully above in an overhead locker,
I've got 4 Lima Mike, 3 back.
so it doesn't block any aisle or exits.
We have a good engine to start.
Sorry.
You can disconnect.
No, Speedbird 49, Mike, take it at Alpha Bravo 1-2.
And warn whenever the signs are on.
You know what this needs?
Seabird 439, Mike,
It's
welcome
fastened
to
and
Heathrow,
adjusted
taxi right
like
Alpha,
this,
right Yankee, stand
and
522, good
Like
afternoon.
this.
If you're sitting in one of our first or
Right Alpha,
corporate
Yankee
seats with a
522,
shoulder strap, please
Speedbird
ensure
49,
that
Mike,
this is
bye-bye.
also attached for takeoff
Hello,
and
Alpha, contact
landing.
Heathrow Director
It is
119-730,
adjusted
bye-bye.
like this and opened like this.
For your comfort and
Shadow
safety,
Alpha, good flag,
we
and quick
recommend
start.
that you keep your seatbelt fastened
Heathrow
and
Director
visible at all times.
119-730, bye-bye.
If the
Oh, no,
cabin
that's
air
very
supply
good.
fails,
Shadow Alpha, yeah.
oxygen will be provided.
Seabird 998, surface winds 26 degrees, 17 knots, runway
Mask
27
will
left,
appear
take off.
automatically.
If you're wearing a face mask, please remove it
Seabird
before
996,
putting on
via
the
November
oxygen
Bravo
mask.
2
Stay in
Whiskey,
your
behind
seat,
parking
pull the oxygen mask
company,
towards
whatever
you
he is,
and place it
A320,
over
line up
your
27
mouth
left
and
behind.
nose and breathe normally,
Right parking company
adjusting the band to
A320, down
secure
up system
it.
left behind, November Bravo 2 Whiskey, Speed 996.
You may need to pull on the
Lot
coloured
2
streamer to
Echo
release your mask.
Yankee, just confirm you
Ensure
go to
your
November
own
Bravo
mask
3.
is fitted
Yeah,
before
man.
helping anyone else.
Okay, break, Seabird 850, thank you for your
life jacket is
stand
underneath,
218,
beside your
start
seat.
of safe south, QNH 101.
If required, remove the jacket from its container and put
Push
it
and start
over your
first,
head.
facing south, QNH 1016, Speedbird 850.
To inflate, pull the red toggle. The air can be topped up by using this mouthpiece.
There is a light for attracting attention. And who doesn't love attention?
Seabird 6 November Charlie, request taxi.
Please do not inflate your life
November
jacket
Charlie, thank
until
you.
are
Second left
outside the
Alpha, hold
aircraft.
Lehman.
Second left Alpha, hold loaded, Seabird 6 November Charlie.
Yeah, trust.
Should we need to evacuate, move quickly
Tower,
to the
you're doing
nearest
6 for
useful
Golf,
exit.
stand 309, information
nothing
kilo
with you.
QNH 1016, we are ready for push and start.
Low-level lighting will guide you to an exit.
Doing 6-4 Golf, stand 319, start, veer through QNH
Pointed out to you now. Please
Push
locate
start
your
through,
nearest
stand 309, QNH 1016, you're doing 6 for Golf.
Opening the doors automatically inflates
River
the
998, contact
evacuation
to director
sites.
119730, bye-bye.
High-heel shoes must be taken off, as they may tear the slide.
The club
Lufthansa 3
suite door
uniform,
must
by
be
November Bravo
secured
3 behind
open
the soon
for
to be
taxi,
departing
takeoff and
British Airways
landing.
A320 neo, line
Please
up
note,
27
the
left
red
behind.
handle in the club suite is for emergency use only.
In the unlikely event of an emergency,
Oh my god, it's still going.
River 996,
please refer to the
26 degrees 17 knots,
instructions
runway
inside
27
your
left,
seat
let's take off.
area.
Please
Good take
now,
off, please,
check
and
your
left,
seat
Linate.
is in the takeoff position with the armrest down.
Your table folded away.
Personal devices unplugged. And window blinds are open or set to clear.
If you have a footstool or a video screen, please store these now.
All this important information can be found on your safety card in your seat area. This includes brace positions.
This is the brace position. If your seat is fitted with a shoulder strap, you must adopt this position. Please have a good look at your safety card before we depart.
And if you have any questions, just ask your cabin crew.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
We hope you have a pleasant flight.
And wherever you go,
Whoever you see,
Stay safe.
look after each other.
Keep your
And never change.
Safe.
Yeah, Mr. Safe right there.
Blimey, that was long.
996, contact Heathrow director 119.730, have a nice flight.
Director 119730, Sweden 996, thank you, see you.
Alright, let's just go and quickly do our checklist after start. Ground
282, van November Bravo 2 whiskey behind is passing, Lufthansa A320 near, line up 27 left behind.
Trim.
Behind you, boarding
line
line up 27 left, to lot 28 behind.
Lufthansa 3 uniform, surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, runway 27 left, clear take.
Cabin doors armed, decams
Clear take off
status
27 left,
checked.
Lufthansa 3 uniform.
Anybody... I can never remember what the correct
Bravo,
cabin
look for
call
Lima
is
Mike,
in the
request
feed.
push and start, stand 608.
Poggle it, 4 Lima Mike, stand 608, push and start approved, face east, critic 1016.
Planning Keflavik Victor Prague, can't
Start
choose
up and
between
push for the
738,
proof face east,
787
QNH
or
1016, Bravo,
A310.
look for Lima Mike.
A310.
Bird 574, welcome to Heathrow.
Right, we should actually taxi.
Alpha, link, actually no, ignore me, Alpha left on Charlie, stand 543, good afternoon.
Alpha left on Charlie, stand 543, speedboat 74, good afternoon.
564 Yankee ready.
Bird 564 Yankee, very good afternoon, left Bravo, hold Locky.
Bravo, hold Locky, good afternoon. Right, let's get that. Arse
Lot
up.
2 Echo Yankee, van November Bravo 3 behind the departing company, Boeing 737, line up 27 left behind.
Behind
departing going.
component line up 27 left, behind up 2 occurrence.
Right, taxi 7 left, speedbird 850.
Road 850, left Bravo, hold Locky.
So, we'll have a quick look at the map. Zoom in a bit so we can see.
Left
So Bravo's
Bravo,
the inner of the
speedway
two
850.
taxiways.
It's left Bravo, hold Locky.
And false flag here, speedbird 850.
Lufthansa 3 uniform, contact Heathrow director 119.730, bye-bye.
119720, bye-bye, have a nice day.
Turn the sim up a
Lot
bit.
282, surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, runway 27 left, clear take off.
Clear for takeoff 27 left, lot 282.
So it's effectively our second left, isn't it?
Good afternoon.
On a missed link 3-5.
Final 27 right.
American 136 Heathrow Tower, hello, surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, runway 27 right, clear to land.
So Locky is just before November Bravo 3. No, you can't see it on the map. Add there. We missed link 3-5. Sun's starting to come up.
Tower, you're doing 6 for Golf, we are ready for taxi and advise we are able intersection November 4 Whiskey departure at your convenience.
Ring 64 Golf, thank you, taxi second left Alpha, hold November 4 Whiskey.
Second left on Alpha and hold November 4 Whiskey, you're doing 6 for Golf.
Heathrow Tower, very good afternoon. Speedbird 442 kilo with you, stand number 518 A320 with information.
I keep reflecting that I haven't flown the A310 nearly enough.
With departure after the 3 p.m. switch.
With a 442 kilo Heathrow Tower, thank you. Good afternoon, cleared Amsterdam, Brookmans Park 7 Fox. Departure off of 27 right, squawk 6241.
Cleared Amsterdam, Brookmans Park 2. Correction, Brookmans Park 7 Fox departure.
We're going to enjoy Dan's controlling while we can. Been a cracking job. As he always does. Going to get out just before the 3 o'clock runway change.
November Charlie, continue on Alpha, hold November Bravo 2 Echo.
Continue the Alpha, hold November Bravo 2 Echo, Speedbird 6 November Charlie.
This Eurowings giving way to us.
17 Golf, descending on the glide path for 27 right.
17 Golf, Heathrow Tower, hello, surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, continue approach number 2.
Continue, Shamrock 17 Golf.
Just a bit close, Dan. A little
Speedbird
bit.
A95 on the localize for the ILS-27 right for 10 miles out.
Speedbird 895, Heathrow Tower, hello, surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, continue approach 27 right, number 3.
Always in control, I know.
Continue approach number 3, Speedbird A95.
I mean,
50, are you able to
Adam, you are
November
so
Bravo 3?
right. Is that for Speedbird 564 Yankee?
Negative, Speedbird 850, are you able to departure from November Bravo 3?
Sorry.
Affirmative.
Speedbird 850, thank you, turn right on Lima, hold November Bravo 3.
Just assumed I wasn't listening.
Turn right on Lima, hold off November with Speedbird 850.
I'm chasing this Eurowings down.
Box 2 back Yankee, surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, runway 27 left, clear takeoff.
Good takeoff, so level up, thank you.
Cargo looks for Lima Mike, request taxi.
Cargo 4 Lima Mike, thank you, taxi Sierra, hold Sierra 1.
Taxi Sierra, hold Sierra 1, cargo looks for Lima Mike.
During 64 Golf able, departure from November Bravo 3. Actually disregard, you're already going from a different intersection. Ignore me.
So we'll ask Dan at some point when he's done, but I thought November Bravo 3 was basically considered full length.
Looks like stand 543 is taken now. We okay to stand 545 or 544 or 542?
We'll send 487, just take any stand that's free.
Perfect.
Have a look at how we're doing.
Speedbird 850, November Bravo 3, line up 27 left.
Line up on the left, Speedbird 850.
Shamrock 17 Golf, reducing final approach speed.
Nice and busy at Heathrow today. Really just going to make it out.
564 Yankee, are you able departure from November Bravo 3?
Hey firm, Speedbird 564 Yankee.
564 Yankee, thank you. Continue right on Lima, hold November Bravo 3.
Right, Lima, hold November Bravo 3, Speedbird 564 Yankee.
Block 2 back Yankee, unfortunately no further ATC available for you now. Monitoring Unicom 122.8. Have a nice flight.
Second right.
What to do the full length, garage by battle, thank you.
During 64 Golf 5 November 4 Whiskey, line up 27 left.
Via November 4 Whiskey, line up 27 left, Eurowings 64 Golf.
So we're going to take next right, and it looks like we're holding behind. Oh no.
And you're in 64 Golf, surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots from November 4 Whiskey, runway 27 left, clear takeoff.
Clear takeoff 27 left from November 4 Whiskey, Eurowings 64 Golf.
Shamrock 17 Golf, runway 27 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 17 Golf.
American 136, welcome Heathrow, taxi ahead on Echo, left onto Golf, stand 327, good afternoon.
Alright, straight ahead Echo, left Golf, stand 327, good afternoon, thanks for the ABC here.
Speedbird 850, there'll be a short delay here for separation. Speedbird 6 November Charlie via November Bravo 2 Echo, line up 27 left, caution in section departure ahead.
By November Bravo 2 Echo, runway 27 left on up and wait, Speedbird 6 November Charlie.
Speedbird 564 Yankee via November Bravo 3 behind the departing company A320, line up 27 left behind.
Behind the departing company via November Bravo 3, line up 27 left, Speedbird 564 Yankee. That's very kind. Dan's sneaking us in. Thanks Dan, what a legend. So let's go have a quick look at the checklist while we wait for him to go. Sure.
Viva 895, runway 27 and right.
So before takeoff, flight controls check, TCAS, TARA, departure brief complete, takeoff data set, flaps set 1, ECAM, takeoff
Euro wings 5, correction, you're in 64 Golf, no further ATC available, monitor Unicom 122.8, have a nice flight.
Probes on.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, here wing 64 Golf, have a great day sir, bye bye.
Viva 850, the surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, runway 27 left, clear takeoff.
2 for takeoff, 27 left, have a nice day, speedway 850.
Shamrock 17 Golf, holding as Alpha 9 Echo.
Shamrock 17 Golf, thank you, welcome to Heathrow, taxi left Alpha,
rolling. Let's go and
right,
get ourselves lined up.
Kilo, right back onto Alpha, stand 221 right.
Left onto Alpha, right onto Kilo, then right again onto back onto Alpha, and say again, stand?
Stand 221 right.
221 right, Shamrock 17 Golf.
Blimey, 27 followers, and we've been raided. Puss in Boots, thank you ever so much for the raid. Sorry for not picking that up earlier. Welcome to Heathrow. We're just about to roll out to Milan. Hello everybody, welcome. Hope you enjoy.
Somebody to face north for 27
Lovely to see you. I'll catch up the chat as soon as we are airborne.
Yeah, then face north, QNH 1016, thank you.
I can go the long way if you want. Super 442 Kilo, push and start facing north, cheers.
We're about to have a lovely sunrise departure out of
Parallel,
Heathrow.
Speedbird 239er, stand 544, 787 900 with kilo clearance to Boston, please.
That's lots of you watching, let's try not to screw it up.
We are Tower, hello, cleared Boston,
ready.
It'll be the Compton 3 Fox.
Thank you ever so much for reading, hope you had a wonderful stream. What have you been up to, Puss in Boots?
Clear Boston, Compton 3 Fox off 27.
And blimey, the cheer for 200 bits, John, thank you so much.
Break, Speedbird 564,
oh, that's
Yankee,
me.
the surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, runway 27 left, clear takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Speedbird 564, yeah.
Speedbird 850, no further ATC available, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
So it's up to 50%. Stable.
Speedbird 850.
Speedbird 895, welcome to Heathrow, turn right on Alpha, taxi and hold short of link 55.
Not used to having this many people watch me take off.
Alpha and taxi and hold short, link 55, Speedbird 895.
Toggle at 4 Lima, Mike back, Sierra 1 behind us,
100 knots.
departing British Airways 777 up 27 left behind.
Departing aircraft,
we're going blown around a lot.
27 left, car blocks 4 Lima, Mike.
B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Get ourselves levelled off a little bit. Pretty sure we're going to Unicom.
Bill 564 Yankee, unfortunately no further ATC available, monitor Unicom 122.8 to have a very nice flight.
122.8, thanks ever so much, great job Dan. Super 564 Yankee.
Yeah.
Right, let's go pop ourselves, we'll pop the autopilot on, pop ourselves over onto Unicom. Thanks hugely to Impulse for that amazing controlling, what a fantastic job he's doing on tower right now. Shame that London's closed.
Trouble 7 Zulu, Heathrow Tower, very good afternoon, the surface winds 260 degrees, 17 knots, runway 27 right, clear to land.
Right, us over onto Unicom. We'll go get ground spoilers in. If anybody knows what the control binding for ground spoilers on the Phoenix is, oh, flaps up, I would love to know. Don't understand why I can do it on the fly-by-wire, but not on the Phoenix. Let's make sure that we make our turn. Okay, right. 32 of you watching, thank you so much. It's amazing to have such support. Spoonie's here, hello Spoonie, welcome aboard. Loved your stream, didn't understand a bit of it, but loved your stream this morning, my friend. Thank you, John, for telling me not to mess up. That was appreciated. That's about as close to not messing up as I get. So you can have that or you can have nothing, frankly. Oh my god, speaking of messing up, what is with that camera view? Go and check that back out later. We'll enjoy the cockpit for now. Let's use an external view. Sunrise over London on a murky grey day. Right. We can't see any traffic, so let's get ourselves up to 39,000. No, not 49,000. Vaguely stratospheric. 39,000. Well, and we want to go on standard pressure. Right. Just did a flight to St. John's, amazing. Canada domestic or long haul? How was it? What did you fly in as well? Because you've got some great options out in Canada. We were discussing using the A310 a little while ago. And of course, Canada is one of the best countries for the A310 for a long time. Transat only just got rid of theirs. Centerline is for wimps, thanks for the commentary, Spoons, that's appreciated. Is Dan logging off? Oh, Puss in Boots has gone to get his dinner. Right. Amazing. Well, I hope you had a fantastic stream, Puss in Boots. Everybody who watched this stream, hope it was fantastic. And we will go and check Puss in Boots out a little bit later and find out a bit more about his channel in an Air Canada A319. Fantastic. So that's got to be either X-Plane or P3D then. Oh, unless it was the Latin VFR one, I guess. Should we see if our wing fixed it? That's looking a bit better. There's our sunrise. That's what I wanted. Let's have a look at what control we do have. We have literally absolutely no control around anywhere. Dan has stayed on though, I can confirm. Enjoying himself so much. Look at that. Beautiful sunrise over southern England. So, let's go and have a look. Actually, I'll tell you what, we're through 10,000 feet. Let's go and get our lights on. And there. How have we got? Right, we've got a little while. We're speeding up. So, I'm going to show you guys our route. It's a lovely little route down to Milan. Our route today, we are going to route down over Sussex. We're going to cross over the English Channel, down sort of just to the, basically kind of over Brighton, just to the west of Shoreham Airport, so that's kind of Brighton that we cross over the channel. And then we're going to fly pretty much straight overhead Paris. And once we clear Paris, we make a left-hand turn east over France. And then we come pretty close down to flying overhead Basel, so it's just here at the top of the screen, and just beside Geneva. We pretty much go over the edge of Lake Geneva, and then make a southbound transition down over the Alps before we descend into Milan. So absolutely beautiful route that we're taking today. Hopefully we'll have some lovely views over the Alps. I haven't looked at the weather. We'll have a look at that later. Should be a lovely little view. So making our turn now down towards Brighton. Right. Virtual pilot, how's the flight? Oh, it was an X-Plane. Wonderful. We have Spoonie's a big X-Plane fan, so he will be delighted to hear that X-Plane was being used. How's the flight, Virtual pilot? Really nice. Just departed out of Heathrow. We're just doing our climb at the moment. But no, really enjoying it, and we're going to enjoy watching the sunrise off to our left. Crank this up, 40 mile range now. So we'll enjoy the climb. We'll get ourselves climbed and up to cruise level, and there's lots of exciting sim news that we can chat about. So we'll have a chat about some of that in a little bit. Guys that are in the chat, if you haven't followed, please follow. Lovely to have so many new viewers with us today. We're on the road to 787 followers. I need 3 of you to follow to get us to be a Dreamliner. Come on, we all want to be a Dreamliner. So let's get there. 3 follows out of all those lovely people that have raided would be absolutely amazing. Did just want to go back. So, Ogazar, thank you ever so much for following. Hugely greatly appreciated. Welcome aboard Aviators TV. John, thank you hugely for cheering the 200 bits. Absolutely amazing. Now that we've got a chance, let's... Carl, thank you for following. Amazing. Welcome aboard. We're 1 closer. We need 2 more. 2 more. Let's have a little bit of a chat for those who don't know Aviators TV about how we work. We're a little bit different here. There are 6 of us on Aviators TV. You kind of met 2 of us today already. My name's Deanoflies. I am an S1 rated controller in the VATSIM UK division, currently doing my S2 training on Gatwick Tower. We have Dan, who you heard controlling Heathrow Tower for our departure today, who also is an S3 on VATSIM. And does some amazing radar and director streams. He's done a couple this week already that was so brilliant. Spoonie is our founder and our Lord-in-Chief. He's in the chat. He was streaming game that I can't remember the name of earlier today, but another S1 on VATSIM, an X-plane flyer, occasional DCS flyer as well. And then we've got Hina, DCS expert. We've got Harry, who's a real-life studying for his PPL as well as working in the industry. And we have Fate Weaver, yet another S1 and pilot who flies with us. We try and stream pretty much every day. We have a really great variety of content across the 6 of us. So do keep an eye out. Like if this stream isn't for you, then there'll be other streams that are for you. And hopefully you'll find lots of things that you enjoy. We've got, as it looks like has just come through in the notifications, we've got a Discord. Come and have a look at our Discord if you do enjoy. Loads of great stuff on there. Lots of chat today around Lufthansa's Boeing 737 MAX order. We have a particular Boeing 737 fan on our Discord. John is... Well, firstly, Carl, thank you for nicely organised channel. Thank you, that's so kind. Appreciate it. You know what? We have a lot of fun. I can't take very much credit for that because I don't get on as much as I would like to. Spoonie is always streaming and does some of the best streams you'll ever see. So stick around and enjoy. You're working on your ATC for the USA right now. Which division in the USA are you in, John? Right, we're through 20,000 feet. Go and get the seatbelt signs off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated.
Our flight time today should be around about an hour and a half from wheels up to wheels down. So if anybody, as we've got so many of you here, if anybody can help me with a bit of a challenge. I've been trying to understand the taxiing at Linate, so I did a bit of research ready for this stream. And I was trying to work out exactly how they park at Linate, because when you look, so British Airways seem to always park this flight on stand 8, so that's what we're going to do when we get there. From what I can tell, like, it looks like you should go on to stand 8 by taxiing along Bravo, but that isn't what they do. And I can't quite work out why. So if anybody can help me understand the taxiing at Linate, are they doing work there again? I remember them closing Linate to do runway work not that long ago, but have they been doing work on the taxiways? Either McCayton or MCayton C, welcome aboard. Thank you ever so much for following. We are officially there. We are now a Dreamliner as we fly in our A320. We've hit 787 followers. That's the real milestone. Screw those 750,000 or 700s. 787 is absolutely the one that you want. And we are finally there, but don't stop following, like, because we've got some types we can hit now. We can be a 788, we can be a 789, but they're all good too. More followers always welcome. Dan muted us because I was annoying him too much. Hi Dan. Right, let's have a look. I was wondering if anyone's familiar with Flight Radar 24. Got a question. Carl, pop your question around Flight Radar 24 in the chat. Let's see if somebody knows the answer. John, not sure, watching the videos right now, want to go work in the West Coast, LA, Vegas, San Fran. So, I don't know exactly how that USA works. I know it's split into a series of different divisions, but I would have assumed that Los Angeles and San Francisco at least would be in the same VAT USA division. And I kind of would have assumed Vegas might be as well. Don't know for certain, but it's like, it's kind of split almost, but actually we can probably work it out. Let's get VAT Spy up. Because they're split around their kind of real world sectors, aren't they? I don't know how the training works in VAT USA. I think somebody we had somebody in the chat from the New York division not that long ago who was talking about it. I think they said they get allocated one airport training even as an S1. I wouldn't want to be held to that. So let's have a look. Where's Cali? Yeah, so Las Vegas, Los Angeles, where's Las Vegas and Los Angeles are both in Los Angeles Center. San Francisco's in Oakland Center. And what I don't know is whether those are two different divisions in the US or whether they're the same one. There's 37 of you watching the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Fly Renal, thank you ever so much for the wishes to have a nice flight. That's so kind. Thank you. Yeah. Do we have a applause thingy that we can put in the chat for Dan now that he's listening to us? What have we got that we could use? Dan's got an applause sound effect, which he could play for himself if he wants, because he's on my control center. He said he wasn't listening to me. Let's see if he's still there. Dan, we'd like you to play some applause for yourself on stream. You've got a sound effect and I haven't.
Just that mic.
Rude. While we wait for Dan to applaud himself, if VATSIM is your thing and if controlling is your thing, I will be live again tomorrow afternoon, starting basically now at 1500 Zulu, and I'm going to be controlling Gatwick ground. Hopefully, being the Christmas holidays, we'll get some nice traffic going through Gatwick tomorrow. Christmas at Gatwick usually gets fairly busy, so do come along if you want to see some VATSIM controlling. Have a look at that. Also, have a look at our history of our videos on Twitch. You'll see Dan's recent streams from Manchester. And I will put a link into our YouTube where you can find all of our past streams if you want to go and watch them. We put everything that we stream up on YouTube as well if you want to catch it out later, and we put some YouTube exclusive stuff up on the channel as well. And if you want, I will maybe show a little bit of that while we're on the cruise, depending on how much we feel we've got to chat about later. We've got ads starting in 2 minutes, so let's just have a look. I saw Carl put his question in chat. Can't figure out how to see what the aircraft type is from when you go to a specific airport and a plane from the departures section. Did you say you were on the app, Carl, rather than the web browser? Right, as we prepare to head over to the ad break, I'll pop you on. Ooh, those clouds look awful. I need to turn the cloud setting up on MSFS. MSFS resets its settings every time there's a bloody upgrade. Those clouds do not look good. But while we go to ad break, I'll let you enjoy a bit of window view for a minute. Carl, I can show you how to see the aircraft type in the browser version if you want. That's fairly straightforward.
Traffic Golf Foxtrot with Delta overhead Velo, flight level 190, descending in the Velo 1 Bravo.
It does mine as well, Adam. Right, ads are about to start. I'm just loading up flight radar while the ads go. See you on the other side, guys. Twitch has given up on telling me when the ads finish, which is a bit frustrating. Are we back from ads yet? So, I'm gonna pull up, this is what I see when I look at flight radar. Clearly that's not what I see. That's what I see when I look at flight radar. So, I looked at the departure board. The aircraft type is here, next to the call sign. Is that different to what you see, Carl? How are we back on? Okay. Apparently the ad break hadn't finished. Oh, Carl, you can see. It's telling me you're in an ad break. Okay. Let me have a look and see. I haven't changed any settings. There's not an obvious setting that I can see, I'm afraid. No, that doesn't help much. Beirut. Alright, well I'll go and check Beirut. What's the ICAO for Beirut? Got it, I found it. Yeah, I get it for Beirut as well. Looks exactly the same for me. Right, we're nearly at cruise altitude, guys. We're going to be climbing up to cruise pretty slowly, so we'll let it continue doing its thing as we head up there. So, what do we want to talk about? Shall we start with InnyBuild's news? In fact, as we've got the browser up, shall we watch the InnyBuild's trailer for the A300? Pretty cool. Let me just go and find it. This was released yesterday. Few things to unpack in it. One of which being annoying adverts. Sorry.
Walkers, actually made for sharing.
Other crisp
There's
brands are
gifts galore
available.
at great prices this Christmas at Curry's. They'll love an Apple Watch Series 9 to help.
Right, let's get this up on stream. Actually, let me full screen it first. There we go.
The traffic Golf Golf Hospital Delta, Lockheed, static, the line for passengers traveling to the highway.
Lag.
Feedback 5123 radio check. Feedback 5123 radio check. Feedback 5123 radio check. 3T building 65.
Now I think that looks pretty awesome. That came out yesterday. They're saying it's still going to release by the end of 2023. So we are at most 11 days away from the release of the Uni A300. It's one of the aircraft I have been wanting to come over since MSFS was announced. And Innie for a long time. Hello, thank you, Dino. Hello, we have a new Dino. I mean, what a brilliant name. Dino, welcome aboard. Thank you ever so much for following. Welcome to Aviators TV. I really wanted that A300 from the time MSFS launched. It was one of the top aircraft on my list of things I was hoping would get released for MSFS. It's probably the most common cargo plane that I see in my real life spotting. I spend a lot of my time down at Heathrow and we get the DHL A300s in the time when I was transitioning into plane spotting and the hobby. The Monarch A300s, I think they had 4 of them left at the time, but 2 of them were based at Gatwick and were pretty much every day we're out on the Barcelona and the Palma runs in the morning, so you'd get them coming back in at lunchtime. And I used to time my Gatwick trips to see those 2 A300s coming in. I'm super excited to do some DHL ops out of Heathrow and some Monarch ops out of Gatwick in the Innie A300. I haven't used the A310 much, if at all, since it was released. I've kind of continuously planned to and just never really got round to doing it. But the A300 I am so stoked for. Do I think it will release this week? I mean, interestingly, Dino, yes, we do use Discord. We have a channel Discord. I'll pop a link to it in the chat. I would be surprised if they release this week. Apparently they've said on their Discord that they are working over Christmas. They've left a kind of coded message about the fact that not every country in the world celebrates Christmas, and so in some places it's working time. So maybe it will come out this week. My guess is it comes out just before New Year. But we will see. Maybe it will drop on Friday. Maybe. But either way, cannot wait to get my hands on that. There's a couple of things in that video that you may or may not have noticed. So one, some of those custom cargoes. Did you see the Formula 1 cars going in there? Love that. There's been quite a lot of debate online about the fact that some of the filming is done at what appears to be the Dubai scenery that we're expecting them to also release before the end of the month. And there is on at least one occasion an A380 included within the video clips. Now I don't know. Inibuild have announced that they have been working on an A380. They have also announced that they are going to reveal what their top secret modern Airbus long haul aircraft that they've been working on recently for MSFS is also before the end of this year. Now, I'm pretty sure I've seen it said on a few occasions that they've confirmed that it's not the A380 that they're going to announce for MSFS this year. Smart money seems to be on it being an A350. I'd love to have an A350. It's one of the very big gaps that we have left in MSFS for modern flying. And fly-by-wire will fill the A380 very soon by the looks of it. Their A380 is coming on nicely. So fingers crossed we get a very pleasant next 11 days from Inibuild with an A300 releasing, Dubai scenery releasing, and the announcement of what I think will be an A350. The other option would appear to be that it's an A330. I think that would be pretty disappointing, given that there are plenty of A330s currently under development. So I think that's us heading over Paris now. Let's have a look at how we're tracking REFB. Yeah, that is. So that's our turn. We're just south of Paris now, making our left-hand turn. We're kind of going to very briefly cross into German airspace, but we basically cross just over the French-Swiss border after that. Adam thinks it's dropping tomorrow. Oh, that would be exciting. The only problem if it drops tomorrow is like we're all getting like properly into Christmas at that point, so I'm not going to have as much time as we'd want to fly it, like to buy it and then wait. Yeah, we're flying on VATSIM, Dino. We had fantastic control out of Heathrow. We're on Unicom at the moment. We had ground and tower at Heathrow. We had Impulse, who's in the chat, controlling us on tower. Did an amazing job. With busy traffic, there were 4 of us at the hold, I think. 2 had just gone as we were taxiing down, so it did an amazing job with busy traffic load over at Heathrow. You can tell I'm on VATSIM because that annoying text chat on Unicom sound is playing in the background. As an Austrian and a Lufthansa, debate what speed to be doing into whatever airport they're going into. Now I did see that. So I did see someone say that there were going to be A300 streams this week. So yeah, my money is on we get previews of the A300 this week and it releases between Christmas and New Year. Trying to learn VATSIM, you know, best thing you can do to learn VATSIM, mate, is find a video of somebody flying on it, log into VATSIM, and well, actually you almost don't even need to log into VATSIM, but go on observer mode and just use the instructions that they've heard the pilot receiving. Just replicate their flight and follow the instructions they received. And that will give you a really good introduction to following the instructions on VATSIM. The other big tip for flying on VATSIM is stay away from busy airports until you're comfortable. So you kind of want to go through a two-stage progression when you're doing VATSIM flying. You want to start with a bit of offline flying, get yourself really comfortable with your aircraft. And I'll say in a minute, there's a few things you need to make sure you know how to do in the aircraft to fly on VATSIM. Then progress to flying to and from quieter airports, but check they're staffed on something like VATSpy. The UK is great for that. Our quieter airports are staffed quite a lot. Then you can kind of go whole hog and do flights like I'm doing today in and out of Heathrow. I would, so there's a couple of bits. The biggest challenge I found when I moved on to VATSIM was it's quite easy to sit and observe on the ground on VATSIM, and so you pick up all the ground stuff quite easily, and I definitely recommend doing that. But what I perhaps wasn't ready for when I first progressed onto VATSIM was some of the stuff you get asked to do when you're in the air. So I knew how to put myself on a manual heading, I knew how to climb, descend, set a manual speed. I didn't, for example, know in the fly-by-wire how to fly direct. So the first flight I did on VATSIM was Stansted to Edinburgh. And all the stuff around Stansted was fine, taxied, took off, got airborne, called London, it was fine up until that point. London gave me a climb, I could do that, then London sent me direct Elvos, and then I panicked, I didn't know what to do. So, that's why I would say try, if you can, and get like a recorded stream a bit like this, or even if you know there's a streamer flying in future and you're kind of scheduled to watch them, and you know what route they're going to do, follow them in observer mode and just copy what they do, so you get used to the different bits that they're doing while they're up in the air. So let's have a quick look, let's check whether there's any control on at the moment. I'm guessing France and Italy don't tend to be hugely controlled on VATSIM. But we'll go and have a look just in case. If not, we'll start setting our arrival up so that we've got it all programmed in. Oh, Bergamo Tower's online. Guess we chose the wrong Milan. But Linate's not. So let's go and start popping an arrival in. But remember what our arrival is. We're in a Dina arrival into Linate. It's going to be ILS. Destination arrival. Oh, sorry, it's 36 now, isn't it? Yeah. ILS Zulu for 36. Medina 3 Alpha. I think there's a transition at Charlie Oscar Delta. No, maybe not. Oh yeah, Charlie Oscar Delta. There we go. So that, let's go and make sure we're right. Oh, why the engine's just spooled down. So let's have a look at that in plan mode and just make sure that looks okay. Top of descent at Soson. Dina. Yeah, that looks about what I was expecting. There's not really much in the way of constraints on the descent down into Linate. We'll have a look at the chart slightly later. But I mean, I think there's a flaw because we come in over the Alps. You have to stay above flight level 130, I think it is, for a while. Outside of that, it's basically just down to 3,000 feet to intercept the ILS from memory. Yeah, Dino, do come check out some of our our streams. Unfortunately, we don't have worlds and worlds of ATC on this stream, but there'll be a recording of this going up. The recording on the site now of Spoonie's recent flight over to Lapland, I think it was. Oh no, Spoonie did the milk run over in Australia on Monday. I assume that had ATC. I've not had a chance to watch that video yet, but I'm guessing he probably had some pretty good ATC because that's a VATSIM event. Yeah, Adam makes a really good point. So you do get quite a lot of instructions. Don't try and like just memorize everything on VATSIM. So, I mean, Adam obviously uses pen and paper. I use the Notepad app on my computer and just type it in. But that's a really good way of just making sure that you've got everything that you need ready and noted down so that you can read it back, especially when it's new to you and you might not recognize all of the instructions. My neighbour is smoking the strongest weed you have ever smelt. Anyway. So we were doing news, I guess the one other bit of news. Hello, first time chat. Hello. Source Layer. Hi. Do I know how you can install liveries? You've just got the game and don't know how to. So the most common set of liveries that people use is what's called FSLTL. And that is available through the fly-by-wire installer. So I don't know whether you've got as far as using the fly-by-wire mod for the A320neo yet, but most people use FSLTL. The benefit, if you can do that, Adam, if you've got the okay, sorry, I've misinterpreted what you're asking for. Do you want liveries for the aircraft you're flying, or do you want like other aircraft in the game to show up with like models and liveries of the real thing?
I would have a personal welcome to you all, and welcome back Executive Club members and our One World Freedom Flyers. If there is arms or anything we can do to make our journey more comfortable this evening, please let one of us know. Recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. It must be securely fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is switched on. If you are seated in our first or club world cabin this evening, please do take care that your personal electronic devices do not get lost beneath the seat. If it does, please ask a member of my team, but do not move the seat. Thank you.
Okay, so if you want liveries for the aircraft you're flying, then I recommend you go to this website and you will find more liveries than you can shake a stick at. There is pretty much everything that has prototypically been carried by the aircraft you're using, and a whole load of fictional stuff on there. And generally, as Adam says, they're very easy to install. They are generally download, extract from a zip file, and just pop it into your community folder. You will need to be able to locate your community folder. Yep, if they're from 2 years ago, they should work. Just make sure that you're getting it for the right aircraft. So, for example, liveries for the default Asobo A320neo don't work on the fly-by-wire A320neo. Well, we haven't done for a little while. Let's get an external view. Let's go and have a look outside. It's going to get loud, just to warn you. Trying to download a Delta livery for the Neo. So you shouldn't need to do much more than create a link on create an account on flightsim.to, find the livery you want. As I say, make sure you've got it for the right aircraft, and you do have to be specific. So if you're flying the default Asobo Neo, you need to download a Delta livery for that. If you're flying the fly-by-wire mod, you need to download a livery for that. But then yeah, extract it, drag and drop into your community folder, and it should work. The only other thing to be aware of, sometimes the folder structure, you have to drill a little bit down it. So some people will kind of create a folder within a folder, and then the community doesn't recognise it, if that makes sense. But most people are pretty good on flightsim.to at putting installation instructions. So if you just have a read of those, it should be fairly clear what you need to do. Right, what were we talking about? So, we were going to talk about, so the other big bit of news that has dropped relatively recently is we're starting to see some previews of some of PMDG's upcoming aircraft. First preview of the 777 has come out. It was some landing gear. It has now been confirmed as having entered into beta. Usually means we're about 2 or 3 months away if the beta goes well on the 777. We've seen very little of it so far. Feels like 2024 is really going to be the year of long haul in MSFS. Got PMDG treble, the Uni builds A300, even the Latin VFR A340. Do you know what? If nobody else is going to make an A340, sod it. I'm kind of excited for that. Fly-by-wire's A380 maybe going to drop during the year. We're lucky, the PMDG treble. The PMDG Queen, the 747, and we should get the... Oh my god, what are they called? Who's doing the 757? Is it Flight Factor? It's not Flight Factor. They've done one. I can't remember the name of those guys. But that 757 that's under development, that looks really exciting, is coming. Someone help. Imagine all the long haul flying we're going to be able to do when you pair that up with the 787 we've got, maybe an INI A350, and the A339 that we've got, and maybe an Aerosoft A330. Who really knows what's happening with that? I think in 12 months time we're going to have pretty complete hangars, guys, in terms of modern aviation. Bluebird, thank you Adam, I'm not even going to claim it was on the tip of my tongue, it wasn't. Like, I was going through letters of the alphabet, I didn't even try B. So I think probably the issue that you're having is that you might need to go down a folder, just at a guess. Of course, MSFS 2024 is coming soon. Thing I noticed booting up, getting this stream ready this afternoon, MSFS 2024 is now a category on Twitch. And it actually has quite a large number of followers already, despite not existing yet. So MSFS 2024 is on the way. I still don't really know how I feel about that, to be honest. Like, it's great that it means MSFS as a franchise, it's staying under development. The stuff that is the selling points for it, I'm not that bothered by. I'm not, all the missions type stuff does nothing for me, I'm afraid. But if it keeps the franchise doing well and we keep having a simulator as brilliant as this one, then great. May it succeed. You're buzzing for the A220, the Synaptic one, Adam. That will be great when that comes out. So Synaptic are working very closely with fly-by-wire. And I think Synaptic need fly-by-wire to have gotten so far and developed certain things for Synaptic to be able to put their A220 out. I think you'll find that the development of the A380 from fly-by-wire is quite closely correlated to the development of the A220 by Synaptic. But I mean, it was quite a long time ago now. The last dev stream that Synaptic did, they showed off, in quite a lot of it was showing off the moving map feature that they've done for the A220, and fly-by-wire have said that's coming into the A320 Neo at some point. even though it's not very commonly used in the A320neo. But I think that is a shared development with the A380, which I think does use it quite commonly. I'm trying to think of a better way of describing it. So let's find one that I downloaded recently. So, God, my drive is full. So I've got the scenery from Milan Linate that I've put in my community folder. And on that, so packages, community. So the folder for this is called Prairielet Airport LIML Linate. Under that it had a folder also called Prairielet Airport LIML Linate. Then it had the content. And the community folder doesn't know how to read the extra stuff. So if I show you, let me see if I can show you on stream quickly. Surly Yellow, how you doing? Hope you're having a lovely day, mate. Don't worry, you didn't miss clipping and putting anything on our clips channel. I don't do the comedy balls ups here. All serious flying on Deanoflies streams. That's jinxing myself, isn't it? Dan's still getting hammered. For what it's worth, when Dan says he's getting hammered, he doesn't mean what you think he does, Surly. Oh, of course it's an ad break. Right, while that ad break's going. Right, that's set up, ready. You'd know if Dan was getting hammered in the other way, Adam. His controlling was far too on point. What are you up to today, Surly? Getting ready for Christmas? I want to make sure I keep an eye so that we see a nice view of the Alps when we're crossing it, so I will just try and keep out how we're progressing, because I've barely paid any attention to this flight while we've been on it. Right, so folder structure, I'm going to try and show you what I mean. So this is my community folder, you can hopefully see, and there's the scenery for Linate, highlighted at the bottom. Now, what is important is that when you expand this in your community folder, your view looks like this and has a few folders in and basically has the actual content that the game needs to go and try and get. Sometimes when you extract a folder directly from flightsim.to, there's another layer above this one, often with the same name, annoyingly, and then the community folder just won't read it. So always, when you're dragging something from flightsim.to into your community folder, make sure that you've got a single folder for the scenery or the livery or the whatever it is, and then when you expand it, that you've got this kind of content structure underneath it. The same for liveries. So here's a livery for the fly-by-wire. Exact same thing when you go into it. Yeah, you did miss Spoonie playing with his rockets this morning. I sort of get the point of what Spoonie's game was doing. I didn't understand any of what he was doing. All I know is he tried to fire a rocket into space. It went about 50 feet in the air and then landed in some water. And whilst I didn't understand what was going on, I knew surely that I wished you were there to clip it. Oh, hello. Thanks, Surly. I have time to read the Discord. Just putting more pressure on me now. This is flight simulation. Right, let's see where we are. That seems like something a flight simulator should know. We are just about to cross the border, so we're near Basel. We're not far from crossing the border from France, briefly into Germany and then into Switzerland. We'll cross over the Alps and start making our descent. Might fairly soon be able to start seeing our top of descent. No, not just yet. Have a look at how far we are. That's not what I wanted to do. Top of descent. So we're top of descent 8th. We're descending in 12 minutes. I wasn't particularly closely listening to what Spoonie was doing when his rocket malfunction occurred. So, because I was cleaning. So all I heard was, make sure to remind me. Then very quickly his rocket was taking off. Very quickly his rocket was crashing into water. As I ran to watch it, the amazing takeoff.
Good evening. Southwest 084 with you at 5,000.
Guys, we're going to get a lovely view of the Alps because the cloud is clearing up as we head towards them. So we should get some absolutely stunning views as we head down. Let's go and pick up the METAR for Linate. Come on. Thank you. So, my flight, METAR, Linate. So, it is. I'm going to start programming this in. So the winds are 140 at temperature of 8 QNH 1012. I will trust it when it says the transition level is 60. Let's go and find out what our minimums are. In fact, we could actually have a bit of a look at the arrival briefing as well. So, we were what, Adina 2 Alpha I think it was? Come on, where are you? Adina 3 Alpha, that must be us. Let's check. Yes, Adina 3 Alpha. And then we set ourselves up on the ILS Zulu, didn't we? So we've got the ILS Zulu for runway 35. So let's have a look at minimums first. Minimums are 537. And then we'll go and have a look at the arrival. So, not a huge amount to tell on. Oh dear. So, yes. It's GSX braking, of course it is. So, because we're flying in over high terrain, we've got to be above flight level 130 at Adina. And what are we? The point that Adina is at is like about 10,000 feet, the highest terrain. And fly directly into the Trezzo VOR, and we've got to be above 6,000 still at that point as we descend down to Codogno, and then from Codogno we basically make a turn in to intercept the ILS. So we should be able to show that here. So there's Codogno. So at Codogno we're descending down to 3,000. Need to intercept. So we're actually going to intercept not quite directly at Sorop. We intercept this waypoint of D8.5, but we still want to be 3,000 feet as we intercept the ILS. So we want to be fairly close to that by the time we're getting over the Codogno VOR. Interestingly, looking at it compared to what they do in real life, let's see if we can find this on a map. This map will do the job. I mean, looked at the last couple of days worth of flights in practice. They were vectored from Adina down the west side of Linate airport to then intercept the ILS. I couldn't find that there was a star. Very obviously did that for runway 35, so we'll follow the full star, but it looks like in real life what they do is vector them down kind of just east of Malpensa airport, almost over the head of it, and then they make a left turn in to intercept the ILS. Right, what have I missed in the chat? Did Spoony do anything clippable? That was the thing that I noticed. I'm sure there were plenty of others. Gamer Clark just departed Heathrow for Edinburgh, and Dan was on ATC. Dan is muted. He's in the chat, but he's muted. Hopefully he'll see this. I'm sure he's hugely appreciative. I know when I went out of Heathrow earlier, he was doing a phenomenal job when ground had just closed. So massive bravo to Dan for the fantastic work he was doing on Heathrow Tower. For anybody who's new and come and joined us and is watching along, it's worth doing one more intro to Aviators. There's 6 of us who stream here at Aviators. Spoony, who is getting all the love in the chat right now, is our boss, king and overlord and owner of the channel, and he streams most Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, a combination of controlling on VATSIM, a bit of flying in X-Plane. He's an S1 controller, loves him some Stansted, and he is also currently streaming some space game that I can never remember the name of, and tried to remember about 4 times on this stream already and failed every time, but it's thoroughly entertaining watching him not have a clue what's going on. We have Dan, who controlled us out of Heathrow today. He is an S3 rated controller on VATSIM, as well as doing some flying on MSFS. He's done some fantastic radar and director streams. Already this week he's done 2 streams on Manchester radar on Monday and Tuesday that were just brilliant. I am an S1. I've just started my S2 training here in VATSIM UK as a controller. I'm training on Gatwick, so my controlling streams are on Gatwick ground at the moment, and as you can see, I fly in MSFS. Actually, I'll say in a minute, I've had some ideas for my flying schedule to try and mix it up a little bit, so we can run through those in a second. We also have Hina, DCS expert resident on our team, Harry studying for his PPL, Fate Weaver, who is another S1 controller. So I've preferred flying over controlling on stream quite a bit recently, which is generally not great for our views. Our controlling streams generally get more views than our flying streams do, but it's nice to have a nice balance on the channel of the two. But those of you who followed the channel for a while will know that I was pretty much solely flying out of the London airports, which is all a little bit samey. So I'd been thinking about how I want to mix it up, and if you know me really well, you know I do some in real life plane spotting videos, which you can catch on our YouTube channel, link about to go through in the chat. And I've actually just posted one from Heathrow, which went up yesterday. So what I'm going to do going forwards is broadly split them into 4, one for each Sunday of the month. So first Sunday of the month will be direct replica of a flight that I have videoed and has gone up on our YouTube. Second Sunday of the month is going to have a guest airport that we fly out of, based on some destinations from those videos, so that we get some coverage around the world and see some different places. Third Sunday of the month going to be retro flying. We're going to get out some of the airliners and other aircraft that you don't see anymore, either in aircraft that have been largely withdrawn from use, or aircraft that used to fly routes but don't fly them anymore, or maybe just operators and liveries that aren't around anymore, just to give us a bit of variety that way. And then fourth Sunday of the month will be guest aircraft, where we will replicate the flights of a specific aircraft that it's doing on that day. So hopefully that's going to give us lots more variety in terms of the kind of places that we see and the different things that we're doing when we're on stream. So looking forward to mixing that up a little bit as we move into January. Clearly being off this week and next week for Christmas, and we'll have a bit of variety of bits I can stream a little bit more than I might normally have done. So 3 PM tomorrow, Gatwick ground, I will be controlling and I will be streaming for a couple of hours from 3 till 5, so hopefully catch some of you for that stream as well if you'd like to see a bit of controlling on the go. We'll probably get the tower view back up and running. We turned it off the last couple of times, but it'd be nice to have tower view up again. And we are approaching our top of descent. We're 30 miles from top of descent now. So we will start getting ready for that in a moment. We'll set us down to flight level 130 initially, so that we're clear of any altitude obstructions. Don't really want to crash into mountains if we can avoid it. Probably Surly would tell me that's not a very professional thing to do. And there's the beginning of the Alps that we're starting to cross over now. You wouldn't tell me anything, you'd just clip it. I mean, you tagged me in the clip that you just posted. Oh, Spoonie, you were gone. We definitely weren't talking about you. And I was praising how brilliant you were at firing rockets, though. What on earth does floopy mean? I'm gonna assume that's a typo for floppy. Heard you've got a floppy rocket. Would you care to explain to all the nice people why your rocket only went 50 feet in the air and then landed in the sea? Because I couldn't. Hello to all 31 of you, by the way. What a fantastic viewership for this stream. Lovely to have you watching little old me about to do something clearly very stupid as I attempt to land this thing at Linate, having bigged myself up. So we're about at top of descent, so let's get ourselves going down. We're going to go flight level 130. One thing I will say is I cannot land the Phoenix for love nor money. I have no idea why, but I'm just completely incapable of it. I hadn't correctly set up what to control the rocket from. The rocket thought down was up and up was down. I still don't understand. I'm gonna need to do some research into the game you were playing, which I still can't remember the name of. But just, I'm more baffled than I was when I watched it happen now. Go out and enjoy the view over the mountains a bit more. definitely need to improve those clouds. They're appalling. So, I had thought, before we all got chatting, oh, Speedbird 225 Felix, hello, welcome, thank you for chatting for the first time. Find if you idle the throttle in the Fenix at 25 feet, it lands very well, used to really struggle. I think that is about where I idle it. Honestly, biggest challenge I have with the Fenix, I find it very twitchy, and I find that I end up over-correcting, trying to stay on the centre line. And then I find that I'm massively having to correct in order to stay on the centre line when I actually come to touchdown. And that means that like trying to flare properly just goes out the window, as opposed to bloody get it on the runway. So that's a preview of what is likely to happen with this landing. There is something about me that I just cannot like line myself up on centre lines very well. And in fairness, I don't like sit and practice my landings very often, which is what you need to do. Like, I really need to spend an hour just going round and round the circuit and practicing landings, but like, well, I don't, and so I can't land, and so people can laugh at my appalling landings on stream. It's all good. It's a win. Well, no, it's a win-lose situation, frankly. But your landing into Amsterdam this morning was horrendous. Why was it horrendous, Adam? Because the rocket was flown by a computer, had no Herbals. I don't know what Herbal is, alright. Didn't correctly set up the rocket's computer, so it thought it was upside down, so its directions were reversed. If we got a whole load of people on this stream that didn't know anything about aviation, is that how they would feel about what I'm talking about? I don't know. Can I, before we get too far into the descent, I haven't really had a chance to plug one of my plane spotting vids. I did mention it briefly, but I'm just going to pop a link into it. I don't get loads and loads of views, and that's fine because I do it for my own enjoyment. But if anybody is interested in seeing some real life aviation content, then link in that's just gone in the chat. It's 30 minutes of landings from Heathrow, filmed at Monday lunchtime. It's got one of the Emirates A380s in the Emirates Expo, Dubai Expo, sorry, colour scheme on it. What else has it got? It's got one of the first LATAM Peru 787 flights in from Lima on it. It's also got the newly One World coloured British Airways Airbus 320 as the very final landing on it. I mean, the thing that was only being at Heathrow on Monday, I mean, I've done quite a few visits since COVID, but it really made me realise how much variety we've lost with the COVID pandemic. Like, lunchtime was never a good time to go to Heathrow for variety, because it's when all of the British Airways short haul stuff returns that's gone out in the morning, so it was always a bit of a recession of BA baby buses, but just like, everything is a 320neo now. From all the other airlines, like everything in the Lufthansa group's a 320neo now. It's just like you used to get, A321ceos from a lot of the airlines, lots of 319s, 737. There's just so much less of it than there used to be, and it just really struck me on Monday how samey aviation is at the moment, because so many airlines kind of whittled down their fleets during COVID and now building them up again with new build Neos in Europe. It's a real shame. Adam, it was going smoothly, then for some reason you decided to massively overflare, slammed it into the ground at 550 feet per minute. I'll be honest, 550 feet per minute? Now average for me.
Milan, stop take off on another 43, taxi on way 25 right by Alpha, Charlie, Charlie Alpha.
Linate traffic, Speedbird 564 Yankee on the Deanoflies Alpha arrival, expecting ILS Zulu for runway 35. Linate traffic. Is Dino534 really a Pompey supporter? Because I'm a Pompey supporter. Are you mixing the two of us up? Or have we genuinely got another Dino who's a Pompey supporter in the chat? If we have, bravo sir. Play up Pompey, we're going to win the league. Although, less said about yesterday the better. Might have got a bit of a 5-2 spanking by Wimbledon yesterday. In the... what the hell is it called now? The Bristol Street Motors Trophy? Is that it? A stupid name, whatever it is. But we're gonna win the league. So, I don't live that near to Portsmouth anymore. I was born in Portsmouth. I now live in East London. I actually live very close to City Airport. I make quite a number of trips down for games. Next game I'm going to is on January the 13th at Fratton. Adam, it was worse than your landings into Lucy. Yeah, Lucy's hard, right? Really got to master the flare at City. Surly bought Flow Pro the other day, configured the widgets to show landing rate. First landing in an NX Cub was 640 feet. Wowzers. Blame the software. I am very intentionally not using Volanta today. There's two reasons in fairness. One is to hide my shame, clearly. The other is poor little laptop struggles a little bit with streaming on OBS as well as everything else, if I'm honest. So, let's go and get our chart up. There we go, we're descending down to Trezzo now. Have we got any traffic? Oh yeah, there's 3 on the ground at Linate. There's no arrivals. Just keep an eye on Unicom. Posting anything that we need to worry about. I was hoping, guys, to do the return journey, but I need to head over to pick the little one up at about 6 o'clock, unfortunately, so probably will do the return flight, but it's probably going to be offline, or off stream, I'm afraid.
Linate traffic, Canon 1607 is taxiing via Delta Bravo and Echo for runway 17, Linate traffic.
Oh, they're using 17. Let's just go and check that 35 is right, what they were using earlier. Pretty sure. I think it's got a preferential runway, Linate. Check. Yeah, they're using 35. Sorry, 36. I will learn. I know, Dan, it's amazing. Welcome back. Dan, thanks ever so much for your control. You were doing absolutely brilliant stuff on Heathrow Tower. You've got at least one other person in the chat who took off under your control as well, Dan, so very well done. I used to live in Hamble back in the 80s. I don't know Hamble very well. But I've got family in Boar Hunt. It's called Boar Hunt. Tells you exactly how recently I've been over there. And I've got family on Hayling Island still. So my dad lives down on Hayling Island. It's an absolutely beautiful part of the world. Highly recommend it. So what we'll do as we're getting down towards Trezzo VOR, let's go, we'll set ourselves up for the next level of descent, so we'll down into 6,000 feet and we'll keep it in managed descent. And have a look out the window again and see what we can see. Yeah, bye bye mountain. Stadium used to be down there. Ruin. So some of the departures are using runway 17, we're just going to have to keep a bit of an eye. Let's go and get our seatbelt signs on.
Linate traffic, Canon 1607 is lining up, runway 17 and taking off.
Okay.
Linate traffic.
Ladies and gentlemen, now well into our descent. Go faster, seatbelt signs have been switched on. So if you're moving around the cabin or using the washrooms at this time, we'd ask you now to return to your seats, ensuring any hand baggage you may have moved during the journey is placed either underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers. Your tray tables should be folded away, seat backs in the upright position, seatbelt securely fastened for landing. If you continue to use small handheld devices at this time, however, if you're using a laptop, these need to be placed into a seat pocket or overhead locker. We'd also ask you at this time to familiarise yourself with your nearest emergency exit.
Alright, what happened? I missed in the chat. Oh, was someone rude? Oh, spoke over. Get your feedback, Clark. People do that all the time. I'm glad Dan told them off for you. Adams, thanks ever so much for following. Oh, you've gone straight into an ad break. We will say hello to you again in a minute. Alright, I'm going to go into managed heading mode. Let's just go and check that we've got the ILS programmed. Main. Right. Why is Twitch still not helpfully telling me when people come back from ad breaks? If you're back from ad breaks, thank you. I wanted to say a massive thank you to Adam SMRT or Adams MRT for following. Welcome aboard Aviators TV. Welcome to all 30 of you that are here to watch me completely balls up my landing into Milan Linate. What was that? Oh, that's a sim noise apparently. UK sim pilot. Amazing. Welcome. Thanks Dan for gifting a subscription. That's so kind of you. Thank you ever so much. Right, we're down to 250 knots. Let's get ourselves into selected speed. Go, and we will pop ourselves into approach phase. Go and get the landing lights on. We're a little bit high compared to where we'd like to be, so I think we'll extend out a tiny bit beyond that Charlie, whatever it is, Charlie Oscar Delta, just to give ourselves a chance to drop the speed down a little bit before we intercept. Keep bringing her down for the moment. Let's start, we'll go low auto brake because we want to roll out right to the end. Arm our spoilers. Dan, save one person from the ads. A martyr, Dan. So what, we were at 8,000 feet, so we are a little bit high. So we'll just extend out a little bit. We'll enjoy the beauty of whatever river that is. I have no idea what river goes through Milan. What add-on do I use for cabin announcement? It's called the Lucair tool on flightsim.to. It's got personalised announcements for most of the major airlines around the world. Really good little tool. Right, we don't need to be going 6,000. Let's get ourselves down to 3,000. Descent going. Start bringing the speed down to 220. We hit 220, we'll make the turn. Actually, we can probably start making the turn now. Oh. 1012 on. 1, 2. That is right. 1011 now. Now we'll start making the turn. Hi guys, I'm going to be fairly quiet in the chat now. Much as we all know I'm going to pull this up, I can not pull. It'd be nice. Have already made a point today about how I'm the professional one on the channel, so better try and live up to it. Oh crap. Cabin pressure low difference. Expect high cabin. What? Reduce vertical speed. At 4,000 feet. How have I got low pressure in the cabin? I'm gonna ignore. Anybody know why I'm getting that? My vertical speed is not ridiculous. I'm gonna level off now anyway, so okay. Right. Okie dokie. Actually went a little extended further than we needed to. I put an early call out. Linate traffic, Speedbird 564 Yankee establishing ILS runway 36, 17 miles Linate traffic. We do have a paramedic on standby, that is true. Dan, if you could just get your ambulance over to Milan, that would be really handy. Thanks, buddy. It's a lovely view of the Alps. Okay, so we've got this all set up way earlier than we needed to because we got distracted putting ourselves into the right Q&H and coming out of standard, but other than that we are pretty well set up. We're at 220 knots, we're 14 miles out, we're at 3,000 feet, which is the right altitude to intercept. So whatever goes wrong, entirely my fault. So approach mode. Start bringing her down to 200. Just gone dark in my house, no idea why. Setting the mood. Right, we'll go flaps 1. My flap's working. Right, we'll do it with the mouse. Apparently my thrustmaster isn't working. That could make this interesting. I check whether the throttles are working. Oh dear. Try pushing things in a bit. Nine miles. We're going to go manage speed. Let's see whether we can go flaps 2 using the Crossmaster. Nope. That is well and truly not working. Okay, flaps 2.
2,500.
Be danged if I can see the airport. Right, we'll find out when we try and put the gear down whether it's the whole of my throttle quadrant or whether it's just the flap lever that's stopped working. Right, let's do it early. Right, it's just the flaps. To get this done early. So flaps 3, flaps full. Get some light in here. See? Okay, landing checklist. Landing no green. Landing no blue even. And that departure has at least gone out from runway 35. I still can barely see a runway. There is one there. This is the MSFS memory leak issue, I'm assuming, where it's loaded too many objects. Because Milan just looks flat.
1,000.
The pilot disconnected my aircraft.
$500. $100 above. Minimum.
Can you?
$100. 50. 30. 20. Retard.
We're going to roll out all the way to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Linate. Try and quickly get us a ground chart up because I do that. So we can't get our flaps back up either. Linate traffic, speedboat 546 Yankee vacated, runway 36 to Linate. So we'll go, let's go a couple of bits overhead, we'll get the AP on. Stop here for a second. Plus GSX has stopped working. What else would I expect? So, no idea what these it's going to be in. Try and find gate 8. There. Parking 8. Follow me. So, I think we go Bravo from here. Didn't think that was my worst landing. A little bit off centre. Other than that, not bad. Did help that it was into a like 3-knot wind. Pretty easy. For those who aren't familiar with MSFS, it has an issue where if it loads too much ground stuff, it then just stops loading more. Which is why scenery was just like a pancake. We came in. Because we'd flown out of Heathrow, so it loaded so much scenery around Heathrow and London that it basically just reaches its limit and said no more. I assume there's a way of turning that limit up. Right, we're going to make a turn here on Bravo. And sorry guys, I will come in and catch up with anything that's in the chat. Got us up stand, we're looking for stand 8. Stand 10. Nine or 8. 9. I said earlier, for those who weren't here, they've obviously changed something about the taxiways at Linate. Isn't how they taxi onto the stand anymore. But looking at like taxiways on the satellite, like it clearly once was. I stopped completely though. I'm going to park right on top of the tug. Too far. Oh well, that'll do us. Make sure we AP on. Right, let's go and have a quick look at the chat. Thank you all 22 of you that stayed all the way through that taxiing. Let's go and have a quick look at what I miss. Buy me, I missed lots. Hello. Okay, right, we're gonna have. I'll catch up in a second. Let's go. I'll stop. Oh wait. How bad? Not sure that's right, but without a GSX profile, it's hard to tell. Is our APU? Taxi lights off. Off. Cut engines. Oh, we did that a bit early. Oh. Oops. Professional. Remember, professional. Ground power. Right. Oh. Thank you. Right, you didn't see that, it didn't happen. Right, let's go catch our chat back up. I'm done. Right. I forget who we were having that chat with, but whoever thought Dan being hammered on Heathrow Tower meant that he was drinking, turns out they were right. I overjudged Dan. Anybills have released their Dubai, amazing. What is it, Adam? Is it the city and the airport? Kind of what I'm expecting. Let's get our deboarding process going. Well and truly.
The boarding requested.
I'll get that up. Hang on, Anybills have released a free Dubai scenery. I can't have the airport. Shortly. I'm going to assume Dan saying slam 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 was as I was about to land. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for all the nice comments on the landing, that's very kind. I was quite proud of that one. One of my better. Is that someone sat in a seat with no vehicle? Oh, if it was GSX, almost certainly. Right. Else. Oh, Dan hasn't had a bit.
Is coming.
Mad Irish Bloke, thank you ever so much for following. Welcome to Aviators TV. You've ruined our Dreamliner follower numbering, but we're delighted to have you on board. Thank you ever so much for following. It's Fly Dubai Airport and the Cityscape, not International Airport. When you say Fly Dubai Airport, I mean, Fly Dubai I recognise as the airline. They have their own airport. It's so confusing. Sorry. Right, shall we go and watch GSX deboarding?
Passengers deboarding starting.
What I'll do is I'll turn it down a bit. So that we can still have a chat while we watch it deboarding. Right, why have I been mentioned? Thank you, Surly, I didn't see that coming at all. Look, it happens to every, okay? Even the professionals occasionally don't boot their APU up. It's part of the game. Skydive Dubai Airport. Right. So have they confirmed whether they're doing an actual version of Dubai Airport? Like, the big hub? Or do we think that's it? Because they've been plugging it quite a lot, but I admit they've been plugging it with like views of the big stadium and not like the airport itself. Got an Alitalia Airbus parked in over on the terminal. Why do this and not the main airport? Well, yeah, I agree. There isn't a good Dubai available, and there's an A380 coming. Like, people are going to flock to Dubai when that to do Emirates. So, like, such a no-brainer to be developing Dubai right now. The only one I'm aware of is the Field Air one. Pretty dreadful. Counts. Our unloading going. %50 baggage. Go and watch the passenger bus. This is my favourite bit of GSX, is the baggage loading and unloading. I actually think that's super. So do you feel more confident now, Adam, that that means that we're going to get the A300 this side of Christmas? They've just dropped. Or do you think that's a teaser and they're going to drop the main Dubai airport next week? Dan thinks A300 on Friday. See, the thing is, Dan, why would you release... So, they've apparently said that they have people working over Christmas on their Discord, when people have asked about timing. I just say, if you release it on Friday, you're forcing people to work providing support on Saturday, then Sunday, plus Monday is Christmas Eve and Tuesday is Boxing Day. So you're either going to make people work all of those days, or you're just going to get clamouring of people needing support and not being able to get it over Christmas. Right? It feels odd to me they would release it on Friday. And for me, the same on the Sunday. Like, in principle, it sounds like a nice thing to go, oh, we've given you an early Christmas present. But just, I'm not convinced that it's really the most sensible thing to do. But I guess we'll see. Like, maybe they will. My bet is that they release it on, hang on, look at my days of the week. What's Wednesday? 27th of December. So that they can say that they've released it in time. Let's go and have a look at our passenger boarding now then. Should we? Oh blimey, we've had another raid. Hello. Mariner Halley, welcome aboard. I'm afraid we're just coming towards the end of our stream. We've just landed into Milan Linate. We're just deboarding our A320. But how was your stream, Ali? What did you get up to? I hope you had a wonderful time. Second raid of the stream. The one time I managed a good landing, all these people just missed it. Welcome aboard to Aviators TV. Just joining Aviators TV for the first time, let me tell you a little bit about us, because we're not going to be online for a huge amount longer. We'll probably do about 20 more minutes at the most, but we've nearly finished deboarding. We are a team of 6 who stream various flight simulation and real-world aviation elements across Twitch and YouTube. Impulse, who is providing me with abuse in the chat, what a surprise, is also one of our streamers. Spoonie, I think, is in the chat as well, who is also our Lord and Overlord and the owner of the channel. I hope you had a wonderful stream, Mariner Halley. Please do stick around and enjoy watching this A320 finish deboarding if you would like to. I shall plug now, while we've got a lovely number of people watching, we are going to be controlling Gatwick ground tomorrow afternoon, 1500 Zulu, 2 hours on VATSIM. Hopefully we'll get some nice holiday traffic and we'll get lots of people and it'll be a busy one to keep us going and enjoying. Stanley to Belfast, then on to Edinburgh. Amazing. I was saying earlier in the stream, Stansted to Edinburgh is the very first VATSIM flight I did. In fact, it's the first 4 VATSIM flights I did. So it will forever be etched in as one of my favourite routes. Stansted to Edinburgh is like my test route. Every time a new aircraft add-on comes out, I always test it doing Stansted up to Edinburgh, because it's a good little test of its VNAV profile. And then I know a direct to give myself, and then you've got to vector yourself across as you go down the IMPIP star. So I love that route. And we had a new follower. Welcome to our new follower. It's Alex Jones. Welcome, welcome. Thank you ever so much for following us here at Aviators. My God, we are so close to 800 followers. Absolutely amazing. This channel's only been going for about 13, maybe 14 months now. So to be nearly hitting 800 followers is just mind-blowing. Thank you ever so much for all of the support you've given us throughout our time. Bristol to Edinburgh is a really nice first route. Well, for some reason, well, I know why it is, but like I've never flown in or out of Bristol in the sim. I lived in Bristol for 3 years, but it was 3 years just before I got into aviation. So I never really tried it. Should. We forgot to do. So I've been trying out all the different boarding. I wonder whether there's a landed video on the BA set. Let's have a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched on. You may now use your mobile phones or handheld portable electronic devices. When it is safe to leave your seats, be careful when opening the overhead lockers. Before leaving the aircraft, please make sure you have all of your personal belongings with you. And remember that smoking is not allowed until you have reached a designated area. From all of us at British Airways and the One World Alliance, thank you for choosing to fly with us today. It has been our pleasure looking after you on this flight, and we hope to welcome you on board again very soon. We wish you all a safe and pleasant onward journey, and a very nice weekend. Thank you.
Probably should have played that slightly earlier. But we've gone through the full cycle of announcements on Luke Air Tool, which is lovely. Why not? Let's deboard the... Oh, bye-bye crew. Do you know what? I can remember my first flat as well, Dan. It's amazing to think. I mean, most people that I see come along were into flight sim before MSFS. MSFS got me into flight simming. These are all still quite recent memories for me, but you know what? It's amazing to think this sim's been out for 3 years now? Did it come out in June 2020? And those early years feel so long ago. Remember when we were just starting to get the fly-by-wire and they didn't have their LNAV in or anything like that, and think how far we've come along now in comparison. Pretty amazing. August 2020. And we were all stuck in lockdown. Which had the benefit of meaning I could play pretty much every day at that point. Cool, we're going to get the crew deboarded, and then we are going to close the stream down. Let's see if there's anyone we know streaming that we could raid. Isn't. Let's have a look at who raid across to, because we've been blessed with such nice raids today that it seems only fair that we should bless somebody with a raid ourselves. Only fair. got a bit of me. So who could we raid? We could raid Dutchy 1. What are they doing? They're doing some bizjet flying. No, they're not. C207, Las Vegas to LAX. Darewell's doing a Nice to Olbia to La Mezzia. Not a million miles from where we are. Try them. Anybody know Darewell? Or have any other suggestions? We're not raiding Amaranth, Dan. We know how much you love Amaranth, don't worry. I remember Dan's first flight in the Phoenix. And I remember Dan's second flight in the Phoenix when we came and he screen shared. We had to teach him out of all of the aerosoftisms where they cut corners in their flight logic. Cool. I think that's us pretty much fully deboarded. Do you know what? I didn't notice the staff button backwards. Because it's professional, Surly. The answer to everything from now on is going to be because it's professional. Right. I think we're going to head off and raid. And I think we are going to raid Darewell because they're flying in France and Italy. And that's pretty close to us. So, before we go, thank you ever so much, everyone who has joined this stream today. I think this is the most viewers I've ever had for a stream. Thank you for sticking with us right to the end. So kind. Do come along tomorrow if you can. We will be streaming Gatwick Ground. We'll be doing some VATSIM controlling. Love to have you on board for that. I'll do one last plug for the Discord. If you're not on the Discord already, I'll do a plug for the YouTube as well. You could go and watch my real life vid from Heathrow from Monday. I'd be absolutely delighted because hardly anybody watches those anymore. And I get sulky at Spoony about it sometimes. Other than that, I think that is it. Hopefully see some of you tomorrow afternoon. Have wonderful, wonderful evenings. Have we seriously got 41 viewers right now? Have wonderful, wonderful evenings. If I don't speak to any of you before, have absolutely amazing Christmases if you're celebrating it. From all of us at Aviators TV, I'm sure. I hope you all have wonderful Christmases. But I also hope I see you tomorrow. Have beautiful evenings, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
The traffic, Antalya 112 taxi to 1073 for the 8 by Delta and to Linate.